Ooh, hey there. Happy Friday. Happy Redemption Day. It is Leg Day Redemption Day from last week, man. So, if you saw last week's video, it was first workout of the month, first leg day of the month. Didn't go so well. Wasn't feeling good in the gym, and it was one of those days where, man, you better safe than sorry. Sometimes it's better to walk away and live to train another day, like I always say. But today we're feeling good. We're feeling strong. Muscles feeling a little tight, but I think that'll be all right. I just got to warm them up a little bit. Having some insurance right here, a little more energy. The Rice Krispie treats. You can't go wrong. You can never go wrong with these things. And that's the plan, man. I can tell still I'm going to need some more work on my shoulders. Just in terms of, what the fuck is this guy doing? Just in terms of that injury. Oh, he's 1,000. That's why. But it's feeling tremendously better than it was before I got any work done on it. So I'm grateful for that. You know, I saw something interesting this morning, actually. It was about what they call, it wasn't phenomenon. The superhero reversal was what it was. So it's talking about how men nowadays have unhealthy and unrealistic body standards because of superhero movies. That all men should be jacked up, looking good, strong, heroic, proud of themselves. And essentially saying how that's not normal, that's not right. All right, now we're good. Thanks for the patience of that. How it's not normal, how it's not right for that quote-unquote body standard to be placed upon men. Because it's not fair, and not everybody can achieve it. You know, what bothers me with that is that used to be the superhero standard. That used to be the standard for survival. If you weren't prideful, if you weren't proud, if you weren't strong and muscular and taking care of yourself and healthy, you know, taking it back to an evolutionary standpoint, man, you didn't survive, you didn't breed. You know, even the weakest people you see walking around nowadays, if you take their bloodline back, let's say 5 generations, right? Let's say 10 generations. Make it wild. 10 generations of every bloodline back, of every human alive right now on this planet. That dude, that man that allowed that bloodline to continue was a fighter. You had to be a fighter back then. You had to be that day's version of a superhero. Because if you weren't a superhero, quote unquote, you weren't breeding. You weren't keeping your bloodline strong. You weren't getting anywhere. You were just dying. You weren't going to survive the cold winters, and you weren't going to survive the harsh labor. You know? It's a wild thing to think about how bastardized masculinity is in terms of what the average people sees as toxic masculinity, which is nonsense, in comparison to body positivity. Because if you look at body positivity for women, it's, where can I fix this? It's not great anywhere. So, sorry about the flashing lights, guys. If you look at body positivity for women, it's saying that it's okay to blow up to 300 pounds at 5 foot and live off welfare and get your fudge rounds, as the Richmond guy would say. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. The song that changed the world. It's saying that it's okay to be unhealthy like this. And, they say male body positivity is the polar opposite, where we have these standards that we should be jacked up and tan and healthy and fit. And, I mean, of course I believe that, obviously, but I sure as shit don't see it as a bad thing. I see that as a beautiful thing, and taking back your life and your masculinity in an era of time where we're so pushed with estrogen and femininity, and everybody's trying to take away your manhood. But when you're sitting there really fighting to keep that masculinity alive, both in yourself and in your environment, that's the only thing that keeps this world afloat. I saw not to get into politics, but I saw an extreme liberal boycott happening, where it said liberals are boycotting Home Depot. And all the reactions are hysterical, because they're boycotting Home Depot, where you're not going to Home Depot. You've been boycotting Home Depot since it opened. And then it's just funny how that stuff works, because let's just say somebody who wanted to boycott Home Depot called a plumber, right? And you told the plumber you can't get anything from Home Depot. They're going to hang up the phone. Why? Because that's where they all go. An electrician, hang up the phone. Carpenter, they're going to hang up the phone. Anybody who needs to do those jobs to keep this world afloat, man, you can't tell them where to shop, what to do, because they are some of the most proud people on this planet, the hard blue-collar men. They'll do whatever it takes, whenever necessary, to take care of themselves and their families. And that's what true manhood is about. And to me, that's a beautiful thing, So if you look at what this world nowadays is trying to do to masculinity as a whole, you have to realize the weaker you are, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything, the weaker you are as a human, the easier you are to control. If they can dangle something tantalizing in front of you and say, hey, look, do this and I'll give you this, the weaker you are, the more you're going to take the bait. You don't see a shark out in the wild biting a clam. If you put a clam on a hook, he's not going to take it. You put a tuna on the hook, oh, he's going for it. Matter of fact, he'll take that tuna while you're trying to reel him in. He'll take him live. So, the world wants you to be weak and frail and the world wants you to be weak and frail, frivolous, and have a nature of just giving in to anything that anybody tells you, no matter what. But in order to thrive on this world, man, in order to thrive in this planet, you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself wholeheartedly in what you believe in and in your principles. Because if you don't, man, the world is going to walk all over you. And it's a harsh reality, but it's a true one. It's a lesson a lot of us learn as we enter the gyms, right? When you first start training. Because you learn that this doesn't come easy, this doesn't come free. My mom can't buy it for me, right? And there's no magic drug out there at all. And I'll tell you how I know that. Because if there was a magic drug out there that made you jacked and tan and looking good, you would see every multi-billionaire on this planet looking jacked and tan and good and killing it. If it was a $10 million a shot, for them it wouldn't matter. But your physique, how you hold yourself walking into a room, it's so unobtainable without hard work that even the richest men on the planet can't have it. Now that's something worth fighting for. Because at the end of the day, your body, what you walk around with, that's all you have. That is all you have, man. You know, even in regards to business, right? When somebody walks into a room, let's just say your boss, right? Let's just say a school principal, because actually, an old client of mine was telling me about this story with her daughter. If you have a principal who's really out of shape, heavy, out of breath when he walks in the room, you immediately have a lack of respect for this person. Not because they don't deserve respect. People deserve respect. But because of, if you're not willing to even respect yourself and your health, how can I respect you? You know, in comparison to what this little girl's principal is in middle school. The guy's jacked up. He looks like Triple H. Always eating meals, always doing what he's supposed to do. He clearly works out. I believe he coaches the football team as well. That's a stand-up man. That's a stand-up principal. So when you walk into even an office meeting, if you're just working at a cubicle, man, and, you know, if you're a fat slob working at a cubicle and somebody sees you, they think, okay, you're just going to sit down and eat fucking Twinkies all day and not do anything about it with your life, and you're okay with that. But when somebody sees you jacked up, muscular, lean, looking good, clearly healthy, and they see you in that exact same position, they don't think, oh, that's what he does. They think, where's he going from here? And I'm not talking about the gym afterwards. What gym is he going to after this? I'm sure they want to know that too. But more so, where is he going in life with this? Because when you're working out hard, you're training hard, man, you and I both know you are never satisfied with normalcy. You're never satisfied with a bare minimum life. You know, we're in the business of constantly improving ourselves 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're always willing to do whatever it takes to get whatever we want out of life, which is how it should be. Because, like I always say, we have one shot on this planet. That's it. Is there an afterlife? I don't know. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I don't know. Never been there. You know? But what I can say is, it sure doesn't hurt your chances to live your best life you possibly can while you're here. Because whether there is one or there isn't one, you'll either show up with the confidence of an alpha and just a man ready to take over, or, you know, you'll show up disheveled. And if you don't show up at all, then you wasted your one shot. And you wasted your one shot at living on this planet. That's a shame. That's a shame. You know, there's that Socrates quote that I love, where it says, "No man has the right. No man has the right to be an amateur in physical training, and that it's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength in which his body is capable." And for me, that's a beautiful quote, because I'm a big philosophy fan to begin with. But in terms of being able to incorporate it in your everyday life and relate to it, you know, it's hard to relate to some of all that older stuff, even though it's all prevalent nowadays, and, you know, it all sinks in to have one meaning or another. But that's a direct quote from way back when that we can still today correlate to, because it's so wholeheartedly true, and always will be. There will never be a time, no matter what the media tells you, where people prefer to walk around 600 pounds and out of breath. No matter what they try to sell you, body positivity, nonsense, or this, that, or the next thing, it's not in our DNA. It's not in our DNA as animals to choose to breed with a body or a person that is clearly unhealthy. You know, because that's, simply put, that doesn't give our kinship, our children, a great chance at survival. And when it comes to breeding DNA in every species in the world, what's always in the back of the mind is, how are my kids going to be taken care of? Are they going to be okay? Will my bloodline continue? And no matter what the media or anybody tries to push, as much as they try to pretend that that's what's going on, that's the new fad, it's all fun and games until they have a heart attack. It's not fun anymore at that point. When you're 600 pounds at 30 years old, what are you doing, man? You've got to have some form of respect for your body, because it's the only body you have. And if you can't respect yourself, even enough to just put the fork down and, delete DoorDash, then, man, I don't know what to tell you. But I do know that I don't want to be in the same room as you. Not because I'll be mean or judgeful or anything, but you're not the type of person that I align my goals with. And, it's a shame of life. It's the shame of life that not everybody will have those same ideologies as us. Because we believe ours are, whole and true, and they believe theirs are whole and true. And, everybody will argue left and right and back and forth and up and down and black and white. But at the end of the day, as long as what you're doing is making you happy, and I don't mean fake happy, where people tell you you're supposed to be happy with this. I mean wholeheartedly happy. You feel good and you're energized all day and you're healthy. Then that's the right call. And, for me, I've always found that physical training and working out and training hard and pushing myself, man, that was always the right call for me, because I know it's my calling. And I love this shit, man. Bodybuilding, I've been doing it forever. It saved my life, and I'm extraordinarily grateful to what it's done for me and what I've been able to do over my life so far to help others with as well. And man, it doesn't get better than that. So, like I said, redemption leg day today. We got 3 meals in me so far. Got the Rice Krispie treat down the hatch, sipping on the coffee, as you saw. I'm gonna slam the pre-workout in about 5-10 minutes, give or take. And on that note, guys, I'll see you inside. All right. Let's see what we got here. Now we know what we're up against. My muscle is still pretty tight. Not exactly sure why. Trying to figure it out. I think it's because I'm growing so quickly, they haven't had really a chance to get elastic yet. But that was a good set. Maintain what I did last week with them. So, excuse me, the week prior. That's all that matters. Whew. The worst part about being strong with legs is you gotta rack the fucking things. Alrighty, so leg day, redemption day is it's all finished, man. So for some reason my muscle is still really, really tight, where it did affect a couple things I wanted to do. However, it was an absolute success in comparison to what we did last week. So This leg day, I'm not afraid to show you the pump. So let's see what we're working with. Whew. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, you guys. If I'm gonna start with the legs or the shirt first, all right? Rock? All right, go fuck yourselves. Fine. Fine. Okay. Either one of you, I'm hoping, chose rock somewhere in the world while I was recording this. And, you know, we're in sync where I've lost my goddamn mind. Whew, but that's all right. So, 238.2 today. I didn't sleep well last night, so that explains the loss in weight a little bit. But overall, I mean, I can't complain. Skin looks great right now. A long time ago, excuse me, that was, ooh, yeah, look at that. That whole shoulder separation, that looks great. My skin was always a problem for me a long time ago. I'm not sure why, but I think everything I've done recently to clean it up has helped tremendously. So let's see what we're working with now. Oh, they're back, baby. Oh, they're back. There we go. I love this whole thing up here. Not this leg. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire, guys. Nice. Okay. Amy's still good. Amy's is still good. Cool. Let's just see an abdominal thigh real quick. It's like a mini Jay Cutler quad stomp. Oh man. So, I'd say today was a good day, guys. I hope you guys have an even better day than I did. And I'll see you tomorrow for arms.